a secret to tell you. This is a secret that I'm guessing most writers experience. Maybe, maybe not want to say it out loud. But you know me, I'm all about transparency, so I'm going to tell you what this secret is. And the reason why I'm going to tell you about this secret is because it recently happened to me. Actually, it happens to me all the time. And it's kind of a tale of successful failures or failing successes. You can look at it either way. Here's what happens. Every time I finish a book, finish the first draft of a book, one of the first things that pops into my head is, this is the one. Yeah. Every time. It happened to me this time. My first romance novel. First romance novel. Of course, it's a dark and twisty romance because, hey, it's me writing it. But I finished the first draft and then, well, okay. So I finished the first draft and I was kind of questioning it. First off, I had no idea if it was a real romance or if I kind of ventured too far into erotica or smut or whatever. My beta readers have assured me that I did not, and it isn't actually a romance novel. So I finished it, and then, of course, before I send it out to beta readers, I go back and I proofread it so I can clean it up as much as I can. Not being an editor, my clean is not as good as my editor's clean. After reading it, before I sent it off to my beta readers, I had that thought. I had the thought that this is the one. This is the one. It's going to happen. I don't know if it will. But here's the thing. If I am not telling myself after each novel that I finish, this is the one, something's wrong. Okay? Really. Because, and this is kind of the dirty little secret here that all writers have and don't want to share. Now, I'll preface this by saying, yes, I suffer from imposter syndrome as bad, if not worse, than most artists out there. Terribly. But at the same time, if I don't believe in me, nobody's going to believe in me. Right? I have to believe in me. Because if I don't believe in me, then I don't have the stuff to keep going. On top of which, if I don't believe in me, I have no right to be doing what I do. Now, whether or not that translates into you believing me is yet to be determined. And I know I can look back on my history and look at every book that I've published. And I can say, yeah, I remember the time when I finished that and I thought, this is the one. I thought that of the Reaper series. I thought that of the Fear series. Back when I finished for the first iZombie book, I didn't think that because I wasn't quite there yet. But within the last 5 years or so, I would say that every book that I have finished, I thought, this is the one. For example, when I finished Hopetown, I thought, this is it. This is going to be the one that finally breaks me through. The irony being that was one of my biggest commercial flops. And I can laugh at it, yeah. But here's the thing. Even though I know in the back of my head that the chances of it being the one are slim to none, well, not slim to none, they're just slim, because, you know, that's just the world we live in right now. I still have to stick to my guns and with my idea that the book that I'm writing now has to be better than the book that I previously wrote. And that alone helps to give me the strength and the courage and the frame of mind and heart to say this is the one. Now, granted, I did venture into a different genre this time, one that is quite popular. Plus, I don't want to give much away for this book because I really want to spring this on everybody to say, hey, here you go. But I added, there are elements of this book that are also quite popular. I really can't tell you much more because I don't want to right now. But I have faith in this book. I have faith in me. And trust me, it has taken 30 years for me to have faith in myself. And that really has only occurred in the last 5 years. Here's another example. Okay? You probably all know that I'm an actor. No, really, I am. I've been an actor since high school. I've been on Broadway. I've been in shows across the country. But there was always one thing that I had zero confidence in. You put me on stage in a regular show, and I have all the confidence in the world. You put me on stage in a musical, and my confidence gets tripped up a bit. Now, I started taking voice lessons. I've taken voice lessons before, but this is the first time I started taking them very seriously. And there is a plane flying above the house. There always seems to be a plane flying above the house, so I apologize for that. But anyway, I started taking voice lessons seriously for the first time in my life. And what has helped me now, and this is very, very important, this is a lesson that every creative person and artist needs to learn. Okay? The difference in me taking voice lessons now versus versus me taking voice lessons back 20 years ago is that 20 years ago I had an ego. And I went into my voice lessons thinking, I know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to polish up the instrument. Little did I know that the instrument needed much more than polishing. Well, this time around when I went into my voice lessons, when I started them, I went in thinking, I know nothing. I am an absolute blank canvas, and I am just going to absorb everything with the assumption that I know nothing and that the person teaching me knows everything. And they have all of this knowledge to give to me, and I'm going to take it. And I'm going to let it just fill me up, and I'm going to learn. Surprise, surprise. It's actually working. And all of a sudden, I'm starting to gain this confidence in my voice that I've never had. And it's taking... Now, understand, I have been an actor since the 80s. It's not the 80s anymore. And I'm much older now. So it's taken me this long to develop confidence in one aspect of my artistry that I've never had. And here's the thing. I say that a lot. Sorry. Confidence builds confidence. Isn't that crazy? It's fascinating. It's cumulative. I have a little bit of confidence here. Tomorrow I'll have a little bit more confidence. The next day I'll have even more confidence. And that applies to what I'm talking about. When I finish the first draft of a novel, if I don't think this is the one, I'm dooming myself from the beginning. Otherwise, when I finish a first draft of a novel, if I think, this isn't going to go anywhere, where's the inspiration to keep going? Why would I even want to send that book to beta readers and have them read it and then work out tirelessly on it to get it as good as possible before I send it to the publisher? On top of which, if I don't think this is the one when I finish something, why would I even bother sending it to a publisher? Because a publisher's going to look at it and go, yeah. So, yeah. Every time I finish a book, I think this is the one. Whether or not that's the case is a little bit of icing on the cake. The fact of the matter is, I finished another book. Huzzah! But look, if you're a creative person, if you're an artist, you've got to have confidence. You've got to believe in yourself. Now, that doesn't mean you need to allow that to bubble up into your ego and become an awful, arrogant, just hideous person. Be gracious. Be humble. But in the back of your mind, when you finish that piece of work, it's okay to think, this is the one. Now, I really do believe that this is the one. This is the beginning of a very special series. And I think that people are going to really enjoy it. And I think people that have never read my work will enjoy this book. And I think they'll be attracted to it and want to read it. Because I think I've written a romance novel that is unique. And that's the dirty little secret. The question is, will it truly be the one? Only time will tell. Anyway, thank you so kindly for listening to me blather on. I hope that you, if you're an artist, if you're a creator of any kind, when you finish your next piece of work, you think this is the one, and I hope it comes true. Because I want nothing but success for everyone. Have a lovely, lovely day.